Hey, Trillia. So I've been really busy with school. I didn't get to give you any recent wisdom. I know we left off in Genesis, but I was kind of in the gospel the other day, and so I just want to tell you a story about Jesus because he's awesome. So Jesus, Son of God, he's on earth. He's at the point now to where he has been baptized by John the Baptist, and he has fasted first 40 days, and Satan has already tested him. I know these words sound weird now. When we read it, it'll make more sense, but okay, so these things have happened. And now Jesus is traveling across the Middle East, more or less, talking to the people about the kingdom of heaven. You know what I mean? He gives his disciples more insight. He gives them the actual understanding of what the premises of the universe for man we live in. You know what I mean? So the disciples go out and start healing people, start spreading the word about the Father and love. But, of course, Jesus is still talking to the masses, but he's talking in parables. And as he's explaining these parables to people, the disciples are like, oh, Jesus, like, why are you telling them in parables? Like, these people are just going to understand what you're saying. And Jesus pretty much explains there's a reason why some won't ever understand what I'm saying. And there's a reason why those that do they're the ones that will hear it and need to hear it. And one of the parables that Jesus talks about is the tares in the fields of wheat. And the story goes, and I don't want to mess up his parable at all, so I kind of want to read it, but I will paraphrase it. The story goes where Jesus tells them how the planter plants his wheat perfectly in line, but then an enemy comes and messes it up with other things. And so his servants are pretty much like, hey, do you want me to just destroy all of it right now and start over? Or what? And he's like, no, let them all grow together, because if you take the tares out now before the wheat has root, you'll just destroy the good wheat. But when the wheat and the tares grow together, when they're time to harvest, I will instruct the tares to be pulled out first and burned, and then I'll instruct the wheat to be harvested and stored. And so Jesus tells these mass people this parable, and everyone's like, what's going on? What happened? I'm sure a lot of people took it to heart, but God bless the Bible, because Jesus takes his disciples aside and breaks it down for them. And he's like, yo, not like this, he didn't say it like that, but he's like, guys, if the field is the earth and the seeds are the people and the tares are all the evil people that do sin and everything else, instead of just destroying the whole planet when Satan first started planting these tares that created other things that grew into evilness, let the goodness get its root, because there is good and holiness and righteousness in men and in the world, just not a lot of it. And so that in the end time, the angels will be instructed to destroy all of the evil and cast it into fire. That's where people get the burning hell from. And then harvest all the good wheat, the ones that are following the path, to go to paradise, to heaven. Boom. So when people talk about the world being shitty, it's all jacked up, why would God let there be cancer? Like, that doesn't make sense. Okay, retards. Yeah, God did create everything. Everything. And in perfect design. But what God doesn't do is evil. Doesn't do is evil. So, in the premise of whatever, your choice is your choice. I promise you, when you go, you will answer for no one's sins besides your own, sweetie. Nobody's. That's it. I love you, princess. And